Hi, Dewey. Thank you for coming. You know what? I am so appreciative of you walking Schultz
Yeah, it's
because
fun.
he just changes when you come and
Yeah.
walk him. So really appreciate that. And thank you for coming today. And your mom tells me that you, in your school, you've got tons of people with cold
Yeah.
sores. So that's what I want to talk today. I want to
Yeah.
tell you about cold sores, what they basically are, how to
Yeah.
prevent them, and if you do have them, what do you do?
Yeah.
And how to build up your whole immune system.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. And then after I've done that, then I'll give you the presentation, and you can do it at your school if you want.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is a cold sore? I've made myself some notes. So, a cold sore is caused by the herpes simplex virus. As you know, viruses are very, very small.
Yeah.
They're actually much, much smaller than bacteria. So they can get into really small places. Why I'm saying that is if you have, let's say, a crack in your lip, even a little one that you don't even see, virus can get in there. And the other thing about a virus is that it's very, very contagious.
Yeah.
It's not a serious thing, except that it gives you discomfort,
Yeah.
but it is extremely contagious. So that's why if you get it in the school,
Yeah.
So I've looked at many sources of information. This is one of the books. They have these in every pharmacy. And I've looked at my nursing books, and of course I went on Google, and they all say the same thing pretty much, So what I'm telling you is pretty consistent with what's out there. So cold sore is also known as a blister fever. Fever blister. Yeah. The reason it's called a fever blister because when you get a blister, which is in the early stages of it, you may also get a fever.
Yeah.
And a headache and all those nice symptoms that go with it. So what's very, very characteristic of a cold sore is that on day one, maybe day two as well, you'll feel something. I'm making a point of not touching my lip because it's very contagious.
Yeah.
Of course, neither of us have it, but
Yeah.
if you're telling somebody about it, you don't touch your mouth.
Yeah.
So it's a good idea to use the hand sanitizers.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you that, and I'm going to give you some Lipsil as well.
Cool.
So on the first day you get that painful thing, you can't really see it, maybe a little reddened, but not really anything else. But you feel it, and you start not feeling very good. And then on the second and third day, you get a blister, and it's very painful. And you may even get a clump of blisters. And the tendency at that point is where, because you're not feeling good, you've got a fever, maybe a headache, you want to touch it. You want to make it feel better. And that's the absolute wrong thing to do. When that blister bursts, which is, I think, about day 3 to 5, when it bursts, it becomes even more contagious because now you have fluid, and you get it on your hand. So it's important to wash your hands. It's important to have that around all the time. I carry one in my pocket or in my purse all the time. And you protect yourself, but you protect others as well. So it's important at that time to just look after yourself generally.
Yeah.
But it runs its course. It runs its course. And I've got some stages that I marked down here. Like I said, I'm going to give this to you. And this first day is the tickle phase.
Yeah.
So you'll feel something there that you want to just give it a little scratch, but you don't see anything. And then the day 2 to 4, which is the second phase, you start seeing the blisters.
Yeah.
And that's when you're really starting to get the symptoms of fever, headache, and so on. Maybe sore throat even. And many people scratch at it and they can even burst it.
Yeah.
But usually the bursting happens on day 3 to 4, sort of in that area. And it's very, very contagious during that time. And again, very important to wash your hands. They call that the ulcer stage. And on day 5 to 8, it's almost gone. It's that whole thing is replaced by a scab, and by day 10, it's pretty much gone. Although some of the places will tell you it can go as long as 14 days.
Yeah.
It's usually done by then. How are we doing so far?
Good.
Good? No questions?
No.
Okay. So I thought the next thing we could do, and I looked at this book here. This is in every pharmacy in Canada. They need that in every pharmacy. It's how to treat yourself at home.
Yeah.
And I looked in there, and I looked in some of my nursing books. And, of course, I also looked on Google.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm telling you is pretty much the same. Number one, I'm going to repeat it again. And so are you when you tell your class about it. Wash your hands.
Yeah, of course.
Because that's how it's transferred. Wash your hands. Use that Purell after. And to soothe your mouth, you could rinse your mouth with some baking soda and water. You could do that. And you could avoid certain foods like oranges, citrus fruits, and pineapple. Pineapple does that.
Yeah.
And tomatoes. And you've heard the ads about Abreva.
Yeah.
They do recommend Abreva. And any lotion or cream is good, you know. It's not that fussy as long as it's moist, you know.
Yeah.
And then I looked in the home remedy things. What was that? Anyway, the home remedies, they're recommending that you could put a hot water with a tea bag, steep it for a bit, let it cool off, and then put it on because it has the tannic acid.
Yeah.
Has antivirus, antibacterial, and antifungal properties. So it's a good thing. And so does tea tree oil. Where did I put it? Tea tree oil. Just a drop will do it.
Yeah.
And apparently it reduces it by 50%. Shortens the time.
Yeah.
And if you're having extreme pain, I'm a bit of a wimp. I had a cold sore, and I thought I was really in a bad way. And it was very painful. So they recommend Oragel or Ambusol.
Yeah.
Okay. And the thing to do, I know you like being outside, which is excellent, but you need to make sure your lips are dry.
Yeah.
So if you put some cream on, and also Lipsil.
Yeah.
Lipsil is very good.
Keep them moist.
Yeah. Keep your lips moist. Because even the tiniest little crack, you can get your virus in there. And they also say avoid direct sunlight over any period of time, and wind. You like biking?
Yeah.
How's that coming along?
It's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's about what I'm saying. It's good. And also, the age group where herpes, the simplex, fits into can be even down to toddlers, and then all the way to 20 years old.
Yeah.
So it's in the age group where kids and teenagers are going to school.
Yeah.
And so they're all in one class, and they're all, doing what we all do.
Yeah.
We touch our face all the time. And they'll often share, share pencils, share cutlery, share towels,
Yeah.
I don't think toothbrushes, but they mentioned them in here too. No toothbrush sharing. And
Yeah.
and any other objects. And then of
Yeah.
course you have the babies, and they like
Mhm.
to bite on things, and
Yeah.
they those toys need to be
What?
washed and cleaned. On the day, I'm going to go through the stages with you. I've done that already.
Yeah.
But on the day that you have the weeping of the blisters, you might want to stay home.
Yeah.
First of all, you won't be feeling well,
Mhm.
and maybe not paying much attention to school.
Yeah.
And also, you're in the contagious phase. So that's basically the treatment. Do you have any questions about that? How to treat? Let's say you'd get one tomorrow. Would you know what to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what to do. Okay. You make sure you tell your mom about this so
Yeah.
in case you forget,
Mhm.
because you might forget, right? If
Yeah.
you're sick. All right. So how do you prevent it? Like you have been doing. You were telling me how you
Yeah.
clean cutlery and do stuff when you're together. So sometimes moms kiss the babies.
Mhm. Yeah.
Sometimes it gets transferred that way. I mean, they mention it in quite a number of places, so I'm
Mhm.
mentioning it. And the other thing is you can use similar drinking cups or
Yes.
so on. So you avoid doing those things. And I mentioned about the dryness of the mouth, those going
Yeah.
in the outside in the wind. I think I pretty much. Sometimes people get them over and over again.
Yeah.
If that happens, you know, you should go to the doctor. Your mom should bring you
Yeah.
to the doctor,
Just in
and
case.
yeah, and they can sometimes prescribe something to
Yeah.
reduce that. And then, of course, if your immune system is in good shape,
Yeah.
then you're ahead of the game. And I know your mom is very food conscious, what she
Yeah.
gives you, and so on. So that's a good thing. But healthy eating is very important. So is physical exercise,
Yeah.
biking, walking, whatever it is that you do. It's very important to get out
Yeah.
in the sun. And when you're in the sun, you're getting vitamin D. Your skin makes vitamin D when you're in the sun. And oh yeah, and drink lots of water.
Yeah.
Lots of water. Because when you're drinking water, it plumps up your face and your lips, and everything is, not dehydrated.
Yeah.
At my age, it shows. At your age, it doesn't, but not readily. But it
Yeah.
will show on your lips.
Mhm.
Yeah. And the other thing is get lots of rest.
Yeah.
It's easy to get carried away in the evening,
Yeah.
not going to bed, and then, like
Mhm.
you were saying earlier, you wake up at
7. Yeah.
7, yeah. And if you went to bed late, well, then
Yeah.
you're cut short, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking to myself too. Okay, and I mentioned sunlight is important too.
Yeah.
You do need it. I mean, there's a lot of talk about not going in the sunlight, but they're talking more in terms of bathing in the sun.
Yeah.
It's not good for your skin,
Yeah.
right? Do you have any questions?
No.
No. I covered it all
Yeah.
several times. All right, so good.
Yeah.
I'm just going to shut this thing off if I can.